Okay. So today my complete focus approx 1 hour, and if you are interested more than 1 hour to completely focus how we are going to clear CCSP exam, not first try. I always say in a smart way, putting you can say not huge efforts. I generally highlight to my participant there are two approach to achieve any goals, right? You have also goals in your life. Why we are going for CCSP, CISSP, some series, all these certificates, and definitely we want to grow. You can say like growth in our career in all aspects, right? All aspects means you can say as per job role or you can say financial as well, right? So how we can achieve, how these certification add value in our career growth. And honestly speaking, in last, you can say 22 years experience and all these certification, after achieving all these certification, this certification is not difficult exam. Is a myth which already is spread among all info security professionals through social media. Okay. So this certification is not difficult certification. This certification is just piece of cake if, I'm saying if, right? If you have a right approach. Right approach means what to do and what, you can say why to do, right? So generally I highlight there are, always, there are two approach to achieving any goals and objective. The first approach is a smart work and second hard work. Definitely hard work required. You can achieve anything, but definitely you need to put lots of effort and definitely time as well. So we are using Chat GPT and you are creating good content, and you can say if you image also we are creating. The same thing you can say in CCSP, you have to follow a smart work. Okay. So today my objective is very clear. We are going to just highlight some hidden secret which you can follow to not only achieving CCSP, achieving any gold standard certification. And if you will follow, you can achieve one certification per quarter. This is my guarantee. It's not Modi guarantee. Okay. If you follow. Okay. So let's start. I think initially, you know that about Infosec train, everybody, it's a known name and it's established in 2016. So I am not actually covering too much. As you know that Infosec provide all types of training as per your requirement. If you want, you can actually reach out and they are going to provide all types of training and all query. Okay. Second, as you know that endorsement, because more than 30,000 professional, they have already trained more than 200 plus training, more than 70 plus, good trainer. I am saying industry trainer, more than 5 years. You can say, services they are providing more, you can say 10 valuable partners, more than 150 corporate delivery, right? They are already actually going. Okay. Next, trusted clients, some trusted client like TCS, Tata Communication, Ericsson, you know, you can say government sector as well, defense, NSE, SBI, NEET, and many more. Now, why InfoSec train is important for you? Because definitely flexible mode of training you can get. The best part of, you can say, InfoSec train is to after session also you can reach out to trainer and they are they are actually going to clear your all queries and they are actually very supportive. But this is the best part you can say you can get. Apart from that, as you know that everything is they are actually providing and they can actually modify training as per your requirement as well. Now, today our agenda main which I want to cover like CCSP overview, preparation strategy and study resources, exam taking tips and technique, and definitely you can ask any questions which you want to ask, okay, after the session. The first, all about CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional. So team, generally and not generally, always I ask question to my participant and security professional. right? If you understand in info security and cyber security, if you understand the meaning of the words, your 70 to 80% work has done. 70 to 80% work has done. The same here. If you understand what is CCSP, that means your 60 to 70% work has done. Just you have to, work on 30 to 40% and you will easily clear CCSP certification. Okay. Now, definitely, if you see, CCSP means Certified Cloud Security Professional, right? What is mean of this CCSP? So before going to explain CCSP, definitely I want to ask one question. Nowadays, why organization actually shifting their IT operation on cloud? Definitely everybody knows the answer. Answer is maybe cost, maybe the flexibility, the security, you can say compliance, right? Scalability, then you have a business agility, DR, and business continuity. You can do some innovation and experiment. You can do all these things we are actually getting through, you can say, cloud, right? CCSP is a completely cloud centric certification. That means you have to think how you are going to operate and how you are going to do anything on cloud. Anything on cloud. So if you want to understand CCSP, I'm going completely, you can say, basic. If your basic is strong, you can achieve anything. If you don't know, alphabet, definitely you are not able to write sentence. The same thing here, if you don't know what is cloud computing, that means you don't know CCSP. So if you see the cloud computing, just I will take not 5 to 6 minutes because this is necessary. If you understand, your 50 to 60% work has done. If you see, two words we have, cloud and computing. Okay, cloud computing. So cloud means you can say, sorry, cloud means you can say internet. And computing means you can say resources. Now, what resource? Maybe you can say you want RAM, you want storage, you want CPU, right? You want, you can say servers, all resource, you can say that, right? But internet, what is internet all about? So you can think like this. Maybe you have a user one, right? You can say like Sudeep, I connected from India. Okay. I don't know Sudeep connected from where, but just I am taking some example, right? User two, Selva connected from, US. You can say Rakesh connected from, user three, Singapore. User four, you can say connected from Australia. Now, what they want to access, they have connected, they are using internet, but they want to, you can say, access some resources, right? Or you can say all user have their own organization and they are using some resources through cloud, or you can say cloud provider. So we have, for example, you have a AWS, you have a Azure, you have a GC, you have a GC. All these cloud provider providing what they are providing? They are providing resources and user can access from anywhere all these resources. Now, many of you already joined this session. Already you have a certification like you can say cloud security specialist, right? Maybe, you can say AJ 900, right? You can say AJ, I think 200. Same GC also you have certification. So all these certification is providing, you can say, platform specific knowledge. That means how you can use AWS, how you can, you can say create EC2 instances, how you can create S3 bucket, how you can migrate data, how you can upload data, how you can create, you can say AWS PKI in AWS environment, right? Same in Azure and GC. But they are providing training or they are providing knowledge about before selecting any services, what you need to do. No, right? They are providing, if you are going to select AWS, Azure, or GC, how you can evaluate regulation, how you can evaluate and understand data privacy, how you can evaluate DC data center security or physical security, how you can evaluate BCPDR, how you can evaluate uptime standard. No, right? All these requirements provided by CCSP. That means as a cloud security professional, you are working in any organization and your organization want to migrate your IT infrastructure, or you can say IT operation on cloud. What is you have to do? That means first you have to understand requirement, then you have to do risk assessment, then you have to understand regulatory requirement. On base of that, you are going to select maybe AWS, Azure, or GCP. See, all service provider is good, but it's not mean you are going to select blindly anything because you are very good in AWS, then you are selected. No. What is your requirement? And how you are going to evaluate your requirement, you will understand in CCSP. That means your mindset is, you can say, cloud-centric, not platform-centric. If you are very strong in AWS, you are working for last 5 years, it not means CCSP easy for you. No, you have to change your mindset because CCSP is not any vendor specific certification. Now, you can think like this, team. In another way, you can think, in any organization, right? For your organization also, or maybe you are leading a team and you are a part of this. Maybe you are a CISO or security head and you can say security director, right? And you want to do anything, what you are doing in your organization, the first thing you have to understand. That means your organization is having goals and objective, right? You can say goals and objective. Now, according to goals and objective, right? Your organization have vision. Then your organization have mission. Then your organization have a strategy. Now, your goals and objective definitely decided by stakeholders. Who is a stakeholders? You know that maybe a stakeholder part of mode, or maybe they are actually giving. The stakeholders you can understand, right? They are deciding goals and objective. According to goals and objective, you can say board creating mission and vision. So you can say like Infosec goals and objective is to train 30,000 professionals in 1 year, right? According to these goals and objective, they are making mission and vision. The same way you can think in your organization, right? For example, you can say in cloud perspective, uh, Rakesh organization want to migrate his 50% IT operation on cloud to save, you can say, cost and definitely achieve compliance and you can say security as well. Now Rakesh is a CISO, or you can say security head, or you can say cloud security professional in organization. You understand goals and objective, you understand mission and vision, because board already decided within 1 year we are going to save, right? So according to mission and vision, board also decide a strategy where Rakesh is going to take a part, okay, how they are going to migrate their whole IT operation on cloud. Now Rakesh is CISO, or you can say Swapnil is CIO. Definitely both will work together to do this. Now, according to a strategy, Rakesh going to make tactical plan and he is going to make operational plan, and that operational plan implemented by operation team. That means AWS guy, Azure guy, GC guy will implement. Rakesh is not going to implement all tactical plan. That means he is not going to, going to decide how there, how many, you can say server or EC2 instances, or which you can say database, or how many you can say, S3 bucket, or which you can say, another you can say application you have to do. No, he is going to understand the strategy. According to a strategy, he is going to understand the risk. He is going to understand the regulation. He is going to understand the law. And according to this, he is going to develop a tactical plan And according to tactical plan, he's going to develop operation plan with help of operation team, where application team start actually implementing. That means your role is here. That means as a CCSP, your role is here. You have to understand risk. You have to understand, you can say, your requirement. You have to understand your goals and objective. According to goals and objective, you are going to make tactical plan. And according to tactical plan, start actually migrating where operation team will work. So if you want to achieve CCSP, you have to leave, technical mindset. You have to think like cloud security advisor. And your complete focus to achieve organization goals and objective. This is all about your CCP. That means first step, you have to change your mindset. Mindset about, definitely, you have to understand what is the risk. You have to understand what is the requirement. And according to risk and requirement and regulation and law, you are going to select what services you needed. It's not mean, if you ask to any AWS guy who's working for 5 years, okay, which services you are going to select? He will say, ask infrastructure as a service, where visibility is more. But is it your requirement? No, my requirement is not, you can say, infrastructure as a service. So why you are paying too much money? You can go for SaaS if your requirement just one application, or you can go for platform as a service, right? So this perspective and this type of thought process CCSP will generate. And you have to think like this if you want to clear this exam. See, if you see in CCSP, we have a two, you can say, one important one. Cloud security professional. In generally in our organization, there are two types of role team. And I always say this is applicable for, you can say, CSSP as well. There are two types of role. The first, security professional, and second is security implementer. Now, what is the difference between both? Security professional who will understand the risk, who will understand the requirement, who will understand the strategy, who will understand the, you can say, law and regulation. And as per risk and all these parameters, he will going to develop a solution. And security implementer, that means your operation team going to implement. That means your thought process completely different. You are not going to sit and start actually making VPC. No, it's not your task. It's operational team task. An operational team reach out to you for review as a security perspective, where you have to give your subject matter expertise, how data will flow. So if you see, certified cloud security professional means your role is to understand risk. Your role is to understand, you can say, law and regulation. Your role is to understand business objective. According to these, you are going to select services. Maybe you are going for infrastructure as a service. Maybe you are going for platform as a service, or maybe you are going for software as a service, or maybe you are going for on-prem, or maybe you are going for off-prem. It's depend upon. Maybe you are going to decide, you can say you are going to describe whole cloud data, how actually life cycle works, right? How data will flow. And if data will flow, you can say A to B, what is the risk? And what type of encryption will use? You are going to decide. You are not going to implement all these things. Implementation part completely lies with security implementer, cloud security implementer, or you can say your operation team. So this is all about, you can say, your CCFC. That means, you can say, nutshell, you have to change your completely mindset about CCSP. That means you have to think like professional. You have to think like, you can say in simple word, to giving, advice to other people, not implementing that advice. You are giving advice. So for CCSP and CISSP, you can say, always think, if you're getting any question, think like this. I am going to give advice to another organization, how they will react in a particular issue. That means your 70% work has done. So this is all about certified cloud security professional. Now, next, you know that CCSP CCSP definitely ensure our, mainly ensure your knowledge about cloud, knowledge, skill set and ability about how you are going to design. That means how you are going to develop solution, how you are going to implement. You are not going to implement, but you are going to ensure how implementation has done, how architecture actually look likes, and how operation team will operate. That means you are just oversighting. And definitely compliance and regulatory framework, because many framework testable in CCSP exam. So for example, you can say, FedRAMP. For example, you can say your Uptime Institute. All these things testable in exam. You can see simple how it's work. If you are going to select, actually, sorry, your CCSP cover two aspects. Generally, two aspects. The first, you can say customer centric, and second, you can say provider centric. Maybe you are a consumer, which actually you are using, and maybe you are working in AWS, or you can say Azure, or you can say cloud provider side. So your role will change. Your role will change. That means if you're going to, as a customer, definitely you have to understand what is the risk, what type of data I have. If you're going to select any, you can say cloud provider, what we need to ensure, what audit I will ask. Okay, I'm going to ask SOC 2 audit. AWS guy will not ask SOC 2 audit. You have to ask SOC 2 audit. You have to evaluate that audit. And according to this, you are going to select control. If you don't know what is SOC 2 audit, definitely you are not able to understand what is this, right? So all these things you are going to learn in CCSP. So that I'm saying is completely you are going to build cloud security governance through CCSP. So your mindset completely how you can drive cloud security governance. And after understanding risk, after understanding requirement, after understanding law and regulation, then you are going to build and you are going to drive. And governance, you know that governance is nothing, is set of operation, which operation team will follow. Okay, so you can think like this. For example, or sorry, if you are working in your provider side, definitely how you are going to build a data center. If you are going to build data center, what is the risk? You have to select location, right? It's not mean you are going to build data center in bank of river, right? It's a difficult, maybe flood happen. What happened? Your data center done. So all these parameters you are going to understand if you're working provider side, right? What type of, you can say, how you are going to ensure HVAC system, because temperature is most important in data center. If temperature will fluctuate, what happen? Your all hardware, everything done, right? What type of, you can say, uptime standard you have to select, because you know that in CCSP clearly defined uptime standard label 1 2 3 4. So what label your data center, right? What type of, you can say, what type of access you are going to give. That means physical security also is a part of data center. You are going to you can say implement fail safe or fail secure about your access control. All these parameters you are going to understand if you're working in provider side. But definitely if you're going in consumer, your perspective will change. Everything you have to understand if you want to achieve CCSP. No need for technical how you are going to make a S3 bucket. No, it's not required. Because if you see in CCSP, they will ask a storage type. They are not going to ask what is S3 bucket. They are going to ask, you have a storage type like long term, infernal, right? Then you have a raw storage. What is this? Then you are going to. This is not you will get in AWS or Azure or GC, right? So you can think like this. For example, you have a data center. In data center mainly what happen? You have a racks, right? You have a racks, right? You have racks. Now racks, maybe you can say you have a virtual layer and then you have a machine, virtual machine, for example, right? So you are going to ensure what environment, ventilation about between racks, right? If you don't have experience about data center, definitely it's difficult for you, right? So everything you are going to understand. You know that what happened? You have an internet, Now through internet, maybe user 1, user 2, user 3, everyone accessing this data center. Right? If you're working user side, you have to ensure what data center all about, right? Why this data center you are going to select, right? As per your regulatory requirement, as per your risk. And according to this, you are going to select services. Maybe you are going for us, maybe you are going for PaaS, or maybe you are going for SaaS. According to your requirement. It's not mean blindly you are going to select, right? So this is all about, you can say, your CCSP. Okay. Now CCSP domain, I will not cover too much here because as you know that we have a 6 domain. But if you want to clear this exam, you have to focus more in domain 1 because here is a basic and it's a highly testable, and because approx you can say 70% coverage. And I have seen, and this is my observation, professional get difficulty because very basic things and lots of question, and they will actually, they always actually get difficulty to respond. So here you have to focus more, and cloud security operation you have to focus more, where you have to understand about data center, because I know that you don't have experience about data centers, definitely will get difficult. And this domain is a difficult domain and most important domain. Apart from that, all domain is a fine. Here completely you can understand about data lifecycle, right? Data dispersion, data flow, storage type, right? You can say what type of threat on your storage type, how you are going to encrypt, and you are going to key management, hashing, right? Your data masking, data anonymization, your, you can say, data discovery through maybe a structure, unstructured, blah, blah, thing. All these things. So it's not difficult, right? If you already have a CISSP, you have experience about data lifecycle. That means domain 2 almost 50 to 60% in this domain. So it's manageable. But domain 1, you have to put lots of effort to understand because lots of question will testable and very tricky. You are not able to respond. They will make scenario. They will ask what services you are going to select. And where is the catch? You will select ask, but answer is a pass. Okay. So that I am saying is the most important domain, which ensure your result. And also it will ensure your, completely you are going to pass or fail. Okay. Definitely. Initially, when I started, I said there are two approach to achieving any certification. The first, hard work, and second, smart work. Now, hard work, definitely you can achieve. But nowadays, I'm saying 80% smart work, 20% hard work. Okay. Next slide, I will clearly define how you are going to, what is your approach, and it's actually easy for you to achieve this certification. But here, just highlighting what is hard and smart work. Smart work means if you already identify what is the hot topic. Generally, I highlight in my session hot topic. Sorry, hot topics. That means 100% in exam. 100%. You can say 1000% in exam. You will get question. And if these all hot topic, you are very strong. Definitely you are going to clear this certification. So why we are not focusing here? Hot topic. Almost 500 topic is there in CCSP. Approx 200 topic, 100% in exam. Another topic, you can say 50-50%. It's a depend upon your luck. But if you have a 200 topic, you are in very strong, you can easily clear this exam because just 70% you need. No need to, you can say post your score on LinkedIn because it's not Isaka, right? Where you'll get a scoring. Here you'll get pass or fail. So if you will follow, approx up, 200 topic, that means you can easily clear. You have to ensure if you're getting any question from these topic, you are going to kill it. So I'm just highlighting some topic. BCPDR, 4 to 5 question you will get 100%. 4 to 5 question. If you are strong in BCPDR, it's not for CCSP. You are going to kill, it will help you for CISSP and CSAM also because this is universal topic, is a part of all certification. But here you have to think like cloud perspective. Okay, just you have to change your mindset. 100%. For example, another topic, SOC to report. You can say SOC to report. Testable, highly testable in CSSP. 3 to 4 questions. Here you can get 4 to 5 questions. If you know what is SOC to report, Tim, SOC to report means is not mean you are going to understand how you are going to do. No. What is SOC to report all about? As you know that SOC to report is a 5 trust principle, CIA, privacy and security. Right. But what parameter you have to check? If you understand, you are going to rock it. If you get 4 and 5 questions, definitely you are going to do this, right? Definitely another, you can say PCI DSS. I'm just highlighting some topic. You know that PCI DSS? What is PCI DSS? You have a 12 mandatory requirement. If your organization handling credit card, debit card data, you have to, mandate PCI DSS, right? So all these things, if you go in little detail, you are able to approx 2 to 3 questions you will get here, right? Another topic you can say like your, hypervisor. You know that type 1, type 2. If you are strong, you will get 2 and 3 questions, right? Another part I am saying your SDN, CDN. 100% 4 questions, right? Uptime. Uptime Institute. It's a FedRAC. I'm just highlighting all these topic 100% in exam because this is a trend. We are not actually disclosing question, but these topic you will get 100% in your exam. If your concept is clear, definitely you are going to rock, right? So if you have a detail, if you have a such topic, first you have to focus here. Definitely another topic is also important, but this is, you can say 1000% important. Definitely you are going to clear. So this is, you can say a smart work. This is applicable for not CCSP, for all certification. If you have a such understanding. Okay. Now, next, here I am going to cover more time. Exam structure and preparation plan. Before going to exam structure, definitely I am going to highlight resources. Resources, you know that all of you are doing everyday project in your organization. Maybe you are going to implement a policy. Maybe you are going to implement, you can say firewall. Maybe you are going to implement, or you can say like info security program. Anything in your organization, what you have? You have a project plan. The same for any certification, you have to have a plan. What plan all about? What I am going to read. I generally, team, I always follow this plan for my all, you can say any new certification. Okay. So what I will actually put like this. CCSP round. What I am going to follow. Not too much information tip. This is, you can say, mantra of success. Same thing if you refer and if you go in Google, you will get 300 new resources. Too much resources always create a problem. And this is the first mantra you have to note down. No need to use too much resources. Too much resources means if you are going to refer in Google, you will get, for example, you are going to read about SOC to report. You will get, you know, ample of, you can say, article. You can read 1 and 2 articles is enough. No need to read 300 article. Everything is the same. If you're reading 300, that means you are wasting your time. Okay. So definitely resource I am going to say the first, you can say definitely your Cyvex is a very good resource. Go line by line if you want, because once you go, you understand what is the whole all about. Cyvex book is important. Then 2.5K question is important. I will let you know why approx 2000, 2.5K question is important for this certification. Then if you are referring any notes, it's your notes. If you are preparing during reading this book, or if you are attending any session, any trainer session, that one also good. And third one, you can say if you have any short videos, YouTube, you can get it. Many professionals have a short videos, but good videos, reputed videos. Please don't use any another video because lots of misinformation is there. Just you can say the 4 resource you need. Now what we need to give, take Excel point. Okay. And you can just note your civex. You are going to complete in 1 month. Notes during civex, definitely you have to do question as well parallelly. Questions, you are going to do 2.5K question in 3 months or 2 months. See, this certification is not more than 60 or you can say 70 days. You can achieve, not more than that. Okay. I'm saying who is a working professional. I know that every day is very difficult to aspire 1 and 2 hours also. But if you aspire 1 and 2 hours, you are going to complete within 2 months. Okay. Then your notes before, 1 week exam. And if you have some short videos during your traveling time, you can watch that video. If you are attending any training session, that trainer video is the most important for us. Okay. Then you can give ETA. ETA is important. If you will not set goal for you, definitely no one going to set goal for you, right? You have to set. That means you have to believe yourself and believe on your mentor. Mentor is always one, not 300 mentor. Always that mentor will create problem for you because everybody have their own perspective to achieving anything. Generally, what actually I do, I talk with my mentee and trying to understand what is their weakness, one-to-one. And according to weakness, I always guide. I always provide, you can say, plan for him. Right. For example, already you have attempted one exam and already you didn't succeed. I have different plan for you because already you know the flavor of CCSP, right? So it's a different for you. So if you don't have a plan, definitely in your life, right? Definitely it's difficult for you where you don't know where you need to reach. The same in CCSP. What you want to read, not too much things. That you have to take one Excel, make a plan, give ETA, definitely plus minus 10% happen, just like your project, right? If you want to achieve tomorrow, but you need more, you can say 5 days more. Definitely it's work. You can do this, but you have to have plan. Okay. This is also, you can say one smart work task. Now, coming in this slide, exam structure and preparation plan, definitely multiple choice. That means 4 options you will get, or you will get some question where you have to do drag and drop. I will take a question later, team, if you have a posting. Not yet, Hemant, till now. But always remember, you know, your no worry about changing, you can say, format or syllabus. Team, if you're going after 20 years, for this certification, nothing will change. Not more than 5%. See, here they are not discussing and we are not going to understand technical stuff. Technology is changing every day. Every day technology is changing, or you can say every second changing, but not process. If you discuss with your boss who is working for last 30 years in industry, they will say the same process they are following in 80s, what we are following now. The change management process is the same. Incident management process is same. Configuration management process is same. Risk management process is the same, right? It's not changing. So no worry about the exam format change or everything. They will just little bit tweak. They will increase question, they will decrease question, they will increase time, they will decrease time. Apart from that, they are going to just change 1 and 2 topics. For example, nowadays, SASI, they will increase. You know what is SASI all about? That's it. How you are going to implement SASI is not required. Zero trust, they will include. Already you know what is zero trust. Nothing new in zero trust also. Right? If you go in old school professional, they will actually explain zero trust they are following for last 10 years or 15 years, or SASI following for last 10 or 15 years. Nothing is new, right? So no worry about exam format or these things. Okay. Now, definitely you will get 150 questions and you have a 4 hours time. You can guess, but the problem is that you cannot review, or you can say you cannot do any flag. That means it's not CAT based exam. You will get fixed 150 questions, but you cannot flag, you cannot go back for review. That means when you will submit, your answer is a final answer. Time is not a problem, team. 4 hours is enough time. Enough, I'm saying enough. Right? So enough time. Now, when you are going to start preparing CCSP, just focus on, you can say, concept. Generally, if you want to achieve CCSP, you have to follow CQ method. I generally, you know, highlight this. What is CQ method all about? That means this is not only applicable for CCSP, it's applicable for CSSP as well. Okay. So what CQ method? That means first you have to understand what is the context about CCSP. Already I have explained the context, not deeply, but overview. So context here means if you are going to start domain one, what is the context of domain one as a CCSP, not as by AWS, Azure, or GC, or Oracle, or Alibaba. No. Right? What is the context? Then that means they are saying, you can say domain one, cloud concept architecture, right? So then you have to understand cloud computing, you can say concept, right? You have to understand roles and responsibility, right? Right. What is the characteristic of cloud? What is the, you can say definition of cloud computing? All these things you have to understand. That means you have to understand first context of domain one, or you can say context of, if you go in granular level, context of particular topic. Then you have to understand content. What is content talking about? They're talking about technical or they're talking about management on base of that. And after that, you have to understand concept. And retaining this concept, you have to do questions. And this CQ method applicable for all certification. If you want to achieve putting little effort. So that means concept is a matter. Now, again, I'm highlighting if you do, 100K questions also, you will not get single question in exam. But if you are reading 10 times Cybex book, also it will not help you to pass this exam. You have to do question and minimum 2.5 question, 2.5K question you have to do. Now you can ask also, in CISSP or CCSP, which one difficult? I always say CCSP is difficult. The reason behind this, very less resources available in, you can say, in market. And what resources is there if you'll follow, right? Definitely, you can say lots of resources not authentic. That means lots of, you can say, misinformation or wrong information is there. So if you are following, maybe that resource will, spoil your result as well. Okay. So CQ method you have to apply. That means focus to understand the concept. Then definitely this exam is not designed for your organization. So this is a one hidden secret. And I always say you have to apply fast method. What is fast method? Forget. What forget? Forget your organizational practices. What you are doing in your organization is not applicable in CCSP. Because CCSP is not focusing as per, you can say health industry, as per finance industry, as per services, as per manufacturing. No, is a completely, you can say neutral industry certification. Right? So you have to focus fast method. That means forget. Relearn method you have to apply. Okay? As per IC square, you have to focus. If you will apply your organizational, you can say best practices, you will lose -4. If you will apply as per IC square, you will get 4, +4. Right? Definitely +4 will help you to pass this exam. Attention is required. Right? Attention means, how many of you, I'm not asking generally, I ask my session, how many of you using, you can say, OTT platform to watching movies in a weekend, right? And if you see your mobile phone, go and if you see your whole day data means using your WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Telegram. Honestly speaking, everybody, approx more than 4 to 5 hours, you are actually putting your whole effort to seeing all these things. right? So you have to reduce. Attention is the most important because the huge topic is there, right? During session also, and if you are focusing, right, you are trying to read and mobile in front of you. After 5 minutes, you are checking, who is sending what, information on what post in LinkedIn. Definitely disruption happen, right? So during this, you can say preparation, you have to little bit. I'm not saying don't use, but not like this. You know, one feature is there in your mobile phone, well-being, digital well-being. Go and check how much you are how much you are using your you can say your time, right? So you have to reduce, because if you reduce, definitely product you have to more productive and you are able to achieve this certification. Okay. Next, think like security advisor. Definitely, already I have highlighted, not technical person. You have to think like advisor. You have to give advice, right? If I am reaching out to you and if I ask any advice, you are actually giving good advice as per your expertise. Same here, you have to do what you are going to learn, what you are going to understand in CCSP through CQ method. You have to convert in advice. That means you have to think like security advisor. Then again, good understanding about concept using common sense, because sometimes you will get question where you have to use common sense, not you can say focus on completely about the concept. You have to use your own notes is a diamond. You have to use, and some do's and don'ts you have to, you can say, you know I'm not going in detail all these things because we have a limited time. Otherwise, I have example how you are going to do this. But do's and don'ts, I am going to just highlight. First, don'ts: do not practice the same question again and again and again, right? Because what happened during exam, you will feel you are getting the same question. I will do, your answer will wrong, because they will just tweak question and answer completely change. So please don't do this. When you are going to do question, trying to understand the question. If you understand the question, you are able to respond in right way, because all these certification is 60%, you can say, English exam. If you understand the what question is saying, you can definitely respond in right way. So for understanding, you have to increase your reading habit. That means if you're going to do any question, you have to read minimum 2 times. You have to read option minimum 2 times. And after that, follow carpenter method. I'm not going to S and T. S means a study group. You have to make, if you have a friend, make a small study group, discuss and trying to do. And T means teach. That means what you are reading in book, you have to explain to your colleague. Okay. Now, coming in do's and don'ts. So don'ts, definitely. Uh, when you are use a carpenter method, that means trying to find out wrong answer, not a right answer. So if you're finding wrong, okay, A is wrong, B is wrong, D is wrong, definitely C is the right answer. No need to directly jump, right answer. You have to choose wrong answer. Why it's wrong? You have to think like this. Okay. Second, uh, you know, don't think about dumps. It's not technical exam team. Dumps. Okay. Please don't think like dumps. If you're thinking you will get dumps, no. Because not you can say AWS, Azure, or where you can do or 50% question you will get. No. Okay. So please don't think. You can erase these dumps things in your mind if you want to go for all these certifications. Second, don't take too many advice. You know, nowadays, you know that you will get lots of free advice in if you reach out to LinkedIn also. Don't take. You have to believe yourself and believe your mentor. You can choose one mentor. That mentor will guide you. Just take it. Okay. Don't follow multiple resources. Market multiple resources. They are nothing. No need actually. Cybex, some practice question. If you're going for session, you can take it and your notes is enough for this certification. And last but not least, don't take too much stress while exam. If you take too much stress, definitely if you know also, you will do, you will not respond in right way, because you know that you completely blank. Think like you are a CISO, you are a security advisor. You are a security strategist. You are going to actually advise 4 hours, right? That means you are going to get 40 questions and you are going to give your advice. You are going to clear this exam. Definitely, some you can say don't. Uh, you have to some do's. You have to follow your CQ method. You have to visualize it in. One is the most powerful, you can say, method. 1 week before you have to just random open any, you can say, your Cybex book, random page you can open, and close your eyes and trying to think 4 to 5 minutes about the particular topic. So, for example, risk management. Okay, so you have to say in your mind what is risk management, how you are going to apply. Okay, 4 phases of risk management, right? Risk identification, risk, you can say assessment, risk, evaluation, then risk treatment. Okay, last also risk monitoring, right? It's not 5 phases. Okay, what is the subset? You have to visualize like this, which actually help you during exam. When you'll get any scenario, immediately your mind will force you to think and you are able to easily get responses. So visualization is the most important tool if you want to achieve any certification. So all these methods you can use, is not limited to this, because overall I'm trying to highlight. But if you will follow all these methods, you are able to clear this certification.